You're either winning or you're rebuilding.
In-game live all access.
Wondering when that was going to happen, and the answer is it just
Sometimes
did.
the bigger guy will have the advantage. Well, if the little guy can move, Joe, it's hard to hit the little guy sometimes when you're a big boy, right?
In-game live, prime time.
40-1, I'm going to take a little flyer on Justin Rose.
In-game live, overtime.
As you sit here and listen, watch right now, you may want to consider placing that bet.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
He went bogey, double, par, birdie, bogey. Thomas Dietrich's all over the place here today.
This golf course is so volatile where it can make you look like a fool in just a matter of minutes. And, you know, you look at a guy like Thomas Dietrich. You know, he's right there tied for the lead or whatever it was, and now he's like 4 or 5 over in the wink of an eye.
In-game live, all access, only on SportsGrid.
This new sports integrity partnership, Genius Sports, is involved in this. More protection.
They said that's going to allow them to beef up their protection and add more integrity monitoring tools to essentially catch bad behavior before it happens. This comes, obviously, after a just ton of scandals we've had across sports betting lately, whether it's the MLB umpire, Pat Hoberg.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Let's roll. This is SportsRage, level 2 of 2. Only 120 minutes set tonight. We've got some live golf coverage coming up a little bit later on the grid. So wild stuff in Edmonton. We're going 7, man. Mick Ossie's going to join us from Edmonton a little bit later on in a couple of minutes. Mick will step up, and then we'll get you caught up to date with all the updated numbers. But this is historic stuff that we're seeing. And the Edmonton Oilers are close to doing something that has rarely happened in professional sports. Like, rarely. It's happened once ever in the National Hockey League in the Stanley Cup Finals. A team came back, and we talked a lot about it. That was in 1942, to put that in perspective. Baseball, like remember the Red Sox and Yankees? That wasn't the World Series, right? I mean, just in the NBA, it's never happened before. So that's what I'm saying. Like, teams just don't come back from 03. I don't care what sport it is, let alone the Stanley Cup. He really will. Like, Connor McDavid is close to being like one of the most iconic hockey players in the history of the game. He won't need to win multiple cups. He wins one. If he pulls this off, he gets his name on the Stanley Cup once. He's already going to have 1 million stats and all this, and this is as good as it gets. Just like talking sports with Rob Vino is. Let's bring in Mr. Rob Vino from Philadelphia. Rob in the house. What's up, Rob?
I am good tonight, guys. How are you?
Good stuff, Rob. Look better than Cam is doing. I was on the Edmonton Oilers once again.
You believe this guy? Yeah, better than
well, you
Cam.
look so sad. You're like, oh, you look all like so. Yeah.
He wants that BC touchdown.
Yeah, I need it now, Rob. Yeah, I took the money line and the points. Yeah.
Well, I would obviously, Rob, like a BC touchdown here as somebody that has the over of the football game, and I'm sure that's what you're talking about. I'm back on my teaser ways here, and this is one of the instances actually where the points in the game are coming into play because it was 1.5, 2.5. I was surprised it went up to 2.5, and it's 24-23 right now. The Winnipeg Blue Bombers are leading 24-23, so the BC Lions are covering. The total ended up closing at 52. It was 50.5 earlier in the week. I would expect some big-time drama here in the game's final moments. I've been so tied up in the hockey just because it was such a big game tonight. But the BC Lions, 2:56 left, 2nd and 10. They have the ball in the Winnipeg Blue Bomber, 41-yard line. Big play coming up here, Rob. Who are you on in this game? I'm assuming the over?
Yeah, I like the over tonight, Gabe. I was there. Got 51.5, but a touchdown would be just fine by me. I guess either side, but I'll root for BC because Cam needs it. So let's go Lions. It's a little bit of an offensive explosion out of these two tonight, right? Obviously, the Winnipeg receiving trio has been really, really good here so far. Collaros and Adams have both been good. Hollins is going crazy for this. And your guy, Chris Streveler, Gabe, 3 touchdowns tonight.
Love Streveler.
Streveler's provided a massive spark for them. Collaros is a little off so far this year. He's been a big spark for the Bombers. So here's a 42-yard field goal attempt for the BC Lions, down 24-23, 2:41 left. Sean White in for the kick right now. Normally Mr. Reliable, and right down the middle. So 26-24. I don't like this as a BC Lion fan, but a field goal for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers does get the game over the number right now. And this is the importance of when and where you bet a game as well, considering it's at 50. But as we all know, guys, 237 is an eternity in a CFL football game. So 26-24 for the BC Lions.
Get 2? Because BC, they closed +2, right, Gabe? So even if Winnipeg, did get that field goal, 2.5. I think I might have got 2 flat, but 27. We have them on the money line too. So let's just hope that maybe BC can get a turnover and then add some more points. That's the perfect scenario if we hit everything.
I don't want to ask you why you took the money line when it was so little, but I'll ask you. Compared to just like at 1.5 +2.
Because it was plus money. I do both. I take the money line for them to win the game, and I take the points. Rather, I take both. If they're only getting 2, you got to think they're going to win the game, right? And they're winning the game, right?
Yeah, but you don't get. Yeah, I don't. Just for me personally, like if I like the underdog, I'll take the points. If I like the favorite, I'll do the money line. Okay. You know what I mean? Unless I don't care about plus 120 or something like that. You know what I mean? Well, it's just
I get it, but I do. If I think they're going to win the game, I'd rather have that leeway. But now I'm kind of regretting it, not taking the points, because if they're going to lose, they're probably going to lose by 1. But yeah, I don't mind plus 120.
One thing I'll say too about the total here, and Rob, I wasn't in love with the total, and you know me, I love all these overs all the time. I was at the BC Lion game last week. We saw it fell a little bit short. And look at the consistency, guys, of BC so far this year in their offense. 27 points, 26 points, 26 points. This seems to be the number, Rob, that they're getting to this year. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Their offensive line isn't really great. They have some new dudes. They're figuring it out. Vernon Adams is playing awesome football, but he's got to get rid of the ball so quickly all the time. They're still figuring things out. It's such a long season in the CFL. So you could tell, the BC Lions, it'll admit it behind the scenes. I talk to people, and they're like, we're still figuring the offense out here a little bit. We got a lot of new personnel here, and we're just trying to grind through and win games while we figure it out as we go. We'll see what happens here, man. Winnipeg are 0-2 on the season. Big time. This would be a big time devastating loss for them to start the season. 0-3. They have the ball right now, 2nd and 6 on their own, 44-yard line. As long as we're on the CFL right now, you have tomorrow's game, which there's been a lot of line movement for this game tomorrow. Cam, the Edmonton Elks and the Toronto Argonauts, it's now 4.5. Toronto, we're laying 4.5 points in this game. What are you doing with this game?
I'm glad I jumped on this one early, Gabe, when it was 6. I like the Elks, and I know you have some friends in the organization, and they're a better road team than home team. And I think the Argos, I like the way Dukes played. They played very good against BC, and their defensive line got pressure. But this is a situation for Edmonton. I think it's a few too many points. You're asking the Argos to win by, 5-6. I got a good number. I'll stick with it. I think the Elks could actually win the game. So I like Edmonton, Gabe, plus the points.
Rob, it's intriguing that people are buying into the Elks so much here. They have won on the road more than they've won at home, but that doesn't mean they win on the road often. Could be a lack of respect for the Argos. We saw it in week 1. The Elks obviously are trendy enough that it did move from 6 and down to 3.5 in some spots, actually. I'm seeing a 4.5 now, but what are you seeing with the number here, Rob?
It's, the line kind of reminds me of what's been going on with Montreal, Gabe. People seem afraid to bet Montreal. And it caught me a little bit by surprise last night. Game opened 7, goes down to 6.5. A couple of 7s come back, but mostly 6.5s. And then Montreal goes out and just absolutely destroys Ottawa. And it kind of feels like that's what could happen here. But I'm not so sure, because Edmonton actually played Montreal pretty well last week, right? What was it, 23-20 final, right, to within a field goal? Actually, there was a lot of money on the Elks last week, and they wound up covering that number late, I might have been on the air with you guys when they wound up covering last week. So I'm a little indecisive. I looked at the total. I always think that Toronto's offense is good for the points here, even with the new QB. They seem to move the ball at ease. So I don't know. I still haven't bet the game, so I'm a little bit indecisive on that one. The one I did bet, obviously, Hamilton, Saskatchewan, had it last week. Gabe and Cam, I don't know. I go back to last year, and these Saskatchewan second halves where they just rack up points and points. You're never out of it with this team. I mean, these totals come through like crazy, and Hamilton's obviously.
And it's the same number again, Rob. It's funny. It's the exact same number. It's almost like, okay, you're going to put a 50 up, like 49-50 again. And some people are like, oh, I like to take the under when the same team plays each other 2 weeks in a row. And I'm thinking, I'm taking the over, Rob, in this game. I'm going to go over again.
Yeah, I think you have to. I mean, Bo Levi Mitchell even came out and said, the case of the drops that we had last week, and what a comeback, by the way, by Trevor Harris and company last week. But I could see it being another high-scoring game. Saskatchewan gets there. Hamilton usually gets there. It's a good offense this year.
All right, we got more picks on the other side. This is Sports Rage.
SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. Fantasy sports today.
Can he be a guy that's really useful in your fantasy rotation? I think the answer is yes.
Game time decisions.
I'm going to lose the bet because he's injured again.
Betting above the rim.
He's got a broke J. That's all there is to it. He's got no confidence in that jump shot.
My thing you've always heard me say on the network is you're either winning or you're rebuilding.
In-game live all access.
Wondering when that was going to happen, and the answer is it just
Sometimes
did.
the bigger guy will have the advantage. Well, if the little guy can move, Joe, it's hard to hit the little guy sometimes when you're a big boy, right?
In-game live, prime time.
40-1, I'm going to take a little flyer on Justin Rose.
In-game live, overtime.
As you sit here and listen, watch right now, you may want to consider placing that bet.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
He went bogey, double, par, birdie, bogey. Thomas Dietrich's all over the place here today.
This golf course is so volatile where it can make you look like a fool in just a matter of minutes. And, you look at a guy like Thomas Dietrich. He's right there tied for the lead or whatever it was, and now he's like 4 or 5 over in the wink of an eye.
In-game live, all access, only on SportsGrid.
This new sports integrity partnership, Genius Sports, is involved in this. More protection.
They said that's going to allow them to beef up their protection and add more integrity monitoring tools to essentially catch bad behavior before it happens. This comes, obviously, after a just ton of scandals we've had across sports betting lately, whether it's the MLB umpire, Pat Hobert.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
This is Sports Rage. I am Gabriel Morency. 26-24, 105 left in the game. Big-time clutch plays. That's the one thing like the CFL. In the NFL, it'll be like, oh, it's a 1-point game, 2-point game. There's 2 minutes left. Teams get to be super safe. The CFL, you can't. Like, there's only 3 downs. Like, the other team will get the ball back. So BC is like on their own 10-yard line, 2nd and 10. And they just let it rip. Like, they're like, all right, we're going to throw a bomb here. And they actually caught it. So it's 1st and 10 on the 15 right now. We all need points. Cam needs, I'm on BC plus 2.5. I got BC tees to the over, which is going to win. I got the over in the game that I'm sitting on here right now that I'm waiting on. And Rob, what was your number for the over?
51.5.
Yeah, and it was 50.5 earlier in the week. So for the record, we're not getting screwed. There was nothing lower than 50.5 ever. So And it really upsets me. I can't buy points for the CFL. Otherwise, I would, but they're not stupid enough to let me do it. 26-24, 105 left. Let's see if we can squeeze a field goal out here. But as far as the game tomorrow, we were talking about earlier in the week, I had the same feeling about Cam. The Elks, listen, the Elks played the Riders tough. It was a wild football game. The wheels fell off in the fourth quarter. They hung around with a bunch of Alouettes, and the Alouettes are the best team in the CFL right now by far. Oh. I don't know if this is good or not for the clock. This is what I'm worried about. The BC Lions just ran the ball to the 1 yard line. We got tackled on the 1 yard line.
Oh, no.
Yeah, what about the clock? Are they going to... You know what I'm saying?
How many timeouts does Winnipeg have? We need to
even the
CFL
can. There always comes a time when you're screwed. They're like, the clock's just going to run. They're out of timeouts.
Why can't you just get one more yard?
I know. It's
back. Come on!
I swear to God, Alexander on the Bombers, you're an idiot. You should have let him score.
Yeah, let him score.
What do you knock him on the goal line for now? With 50 seconds left. Oh God, come on, BC. We'll just punch it in here. Just don't do anything stupid. Just punch it in.
No knees. Let's go. It's 1 yard. We got a yard and change. Let's do this.
I'm gonna be sick.
Okay, bastards.
He took a knee.
No. But you know what? I got the money line in the spread, and I feel bad for you guys with your over. That sucks. That's a bunch of crap.
No.
I knew that was going to happen. What a joke.
No. I'm watching in the math. I'm like, we're screwed. The math doesn't add up.
You got to be
God, that was painful.
Why
the worst part of this is, too, Vino, we didn't need for first downs. There was a second down. I was happy. I was like, oh, good. It's like a 27-yard field goal here, and he never misses this guy. So let's just kick the field goal, and we're done. But no, they got to get another first down. And then after, Stanback takes it to the damn 1 yard line and gets tackled on the goal line. You can't make this up.
No.
Yeah, that's it. They just took 3 knees to end the damn game, and we lose by oh my God.
You hang around this business long enough, and this nonsense happens all the time.
Oh, for sure.
I must get numb to this stuff, Gabe. I got to be honest. Yeah. I'm like bent for 5 minutes, and then I'm like, okay, on to the next one.
Oh
Monday
yeah,
night,
no.
That's true.
Rob, I'm bent for 5 seconds, Rob. I shake you right away. I'm like, I'm more involved with this because I'm a BC fan too. I'm like, oh, just you gotta be kidding me, you know what I mean? So how this plays out, but hey, it's like Mick Jagger said. You can't always get what you want, but you get what you need. And one of those deals. I didn't hit every prop tonight. I'm getting greedy. I'm like, I needed a McDavid goal. I had the over. I had the Oilers. I had the Oilers in the first period. I won them all, but I'm like, I didn't hit that odds boost with McDavid. And now, same thing. I had a big teaser. I had the BC Lions, but I lose the stupid over. But God, that hurt. But hey,
yard.
Okay. So as I was saying, the Elks and Argos tomorrow. I was with Cam, sort of thinking the same thing. All right, 6 points is quite a bit. Now it's down to 4.5, and I got to be honest. As the week has gone on, I'm kind of thinking, what Rob just said before. I'm thinking, you know what? People are putting a lot of faith in this Edmonton team, flying across the country here. And I was sort of thinking, Rob, what you talked about with the Owls, the Argos are good. Just because Chad Kelly's not there, so what? Cameron Dukes is good. And in fact, Cameron Dukes can spray the ball better than Kelly can. So he's got a better arm than Kelly does. So Cameron Dukes, we saw it against the BC Lions, man. They were freaking throwing bombs, all right? They were not holding that offense back at all. And in fact, in the past, the Argos offense was through roulette, and they would run the ball more. And Chad Kelly was more of a dink and dunk guy. They came out like just, all right, we're throwing the ball 52 times on you. And one thing about the Toronto Argonauts, guys, they have very good scouts. They have badass players all the time. The Argos are a very smart team. They don't have a lot of fans. They don't get support much in Toronto. But they are a very smart, football organization as far as who's good and who isn't. And I'm kind of getting nervous here, down to 3.5, 4.5, to be honest, guys. But I'm with Rob. I think there's going to be some points. But let me throw this out here. And Cam, you're in Toronto right now. And I vividly remember actually going. I used to live in Liberty Village right near the stadium. And I vividly remember going to an Edmonton Elk Toronto Argonaut game by myself on a Saturday afternoon once. And like people were collapsing in the stands. It was so hot.
Yep.
And the players were walking like 2 miles an hour, Rob. You know what I'm saying? Like college football and NFL football guys, they don't play in the summer. Like, so it's an aspect that, you talk about weather, you have to handicap in the CFL. Some of these CFL stadiums are hot, like hot, right? Toronto, there's a little bit of a breeze, but I'm just stating when it's really, really hot and it's a Saturday game and it's earlier in the day, it can be a killer and you bet the under. But this is at 7 o'clock Eastern time, so I'm going to pull the trigger on the over 49.5.
Gabe, it's also the lightest temperature of the week, 22 Celsius. So in Fahrenheit, it's like high 70s, 80s. We're not in the high 90s like we are today in a heat wave. It's going to be the coolest day of the week with showers Saturday by BMO. Weather update.
All right, good stuff. So, yeah, it's by Lake Ontario, too. So it gets a little breezy there. Angels, Dodgers. We'll hit this on the other side. Still scoreless.
SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. Fantasy sports today.
Can it be a guy that's really useful in your fantasy rotation? I think the answer is yes.
Game time decisions.
I'm going to lose the bet because he's injured again.
Betting above the rim.
He's got a broke J. That's all there is to it. He's got no confidence in that jump shot.
My thing you've always heard me say on the network is you're either winning or you're rebuilding.
In-game live all access.
Wondering when that was going to happen, and the answer is it just
Sometimes
did.
the bigger guy will have the advantage. Well, if the little guy can move, Joe, it's hard to hit the little guy sometimes when you're a big boy, right?
In-game live, prime time.
40-1, I'm going to take a little flyer on Justin Rose.
In-game live, overtime.
As you sit here and listen, watch right now, you may want to consider placing that bet.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
He went bogey, double, par, birdie, bogey. Thomas Dietrich's all over the place here today.
This golf course is so volatile where it can make you look like a fool in just a matter of minutes. And, you look at a guy like Thomas Dietrich. He's right there tied for the lead or whatever it was, and now he's like 4 or 5 over in the wink of an eye.
In-game live, all access, only on SportsGrid.
This new sports integrity partnership, Genius Sports, is involved in this. More protection.
They said that's going to allow them to beef up their protection and add more integrity monitoring tools to essentially catch bad behavior before it happens. This comes obviously after a just ton of scandals we've had across sports betting lately, whether it's the MLB umpire Pat Hoberg.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. I am Morency. Football, baby. CFL football. Great stuff. And for the record, I don't know why. The BC Lion games are always on the CBS Sports Network, but they weren't tonight. But tomorrow night's game is, guys, for everybody in the United States who wants to see the CFL games. CBS Sports Network tomorrow night in Toronto, and CBS Sports Night on Sunday night from Regina, which they sold a lot of tickets for as well. We were talking about. I like the Riders and the over in that game. We'll give our final CFL picks before we're done, but I can't lie. I am a little bit torn as far as this Edmonton-Toronto game is concerned. And to be honest, my little inner voice is telling me, you know what? The Argos are probably going to light these guys up. Like, we're all sleeping on the Argos. Like, I think that's kind of like thinking, man, down to 4.5. And full disclosure, and I'm not one of these people too. I hate when people are like, "Oh, I liked it at 5, but I don't like it at 6 now." I hate doing that.
Whatever.
Right? But what and it's then you don't like it. Then you know what I mean, Rob? But
CFL.
Yeah, no, and exactly. There's no key numbers in the CFL, Cam, anyways. But it's not the number move, Cam. It's more me just thinking, no, that was just dumb of you to think just because Edmonton covered a couple of times, they're going to fly across the country and hang around with the Argos. That's just sort of, you know what I mean? That's just sort of my take on that.
No, I understand
There was
where
a
you're coming
backdoor
from.
cover last week too, Gabe, I think.
It was. Like Edmonton has a lot of things they need to work on, but they are much better away when they travel away from Commonwealth. But you're right, Gabe. The Argos are being disrespected, and hell, they beat the BC Lions outright as 5-point dogs in the first game. And Dukes looked very good in that game. And the things that really shocked me, I know BC has work on the offensive line, but they got pressure on Adams all day long. And you know what? Let's talk about Bethel Thompson. Let's just say he's not the most mobile guy. I could probably beat him in a 100-meter dash. I think that's a fact.
Yeah, didn't the Argos get behind quick in that game by a couple of
I'm
scores?
going to take
I think
Bethel
BC was
Thompson. You are faster than people think, Cam, but you're not beating a quarterback.
What's his number? What's his 100-yard time?
Yeah.
I didn't check this out, actually.
I'm just saying.
I think it'd be a good race. I could be. He's not very.
Everyone in the media thinks they can beat everyone in sports.
No. I'm a big guy, and I've lost some weight. I'm a little bit shifty, Gabe. I think I could beat him.
He's a starting quarterback in the UFL and CFL.
He doesn't move, though. He can't. Like, he Could you beat Tom Brady in a foot race? That guy can't move.
No, I was just about to say you couldn't beat Drew Bledsoe right now. If Drew Bledsoe right now, you and him went head to head.
I would like to bet on myself, but we'll talk about this later. I got to check out the times. You deal with Vino.
You see, Micah Parsons, the Dallas Cowboys, went to batting practice and stuff at the Rangers. And he goes, I think I could hit 200 if I played Major League Baseball. And he goes, just that, right now. He goes, right now, if I played, he goes, I think I could hit 200. And Tyler Glasnow, the Dodgers, saw it. He goes, if I gave you 200 pitches, you might touch the ball 4 times out of 200. That's what Glasnow said. Glasnow saw it and said, wrong, bro. And he said, don't stay in your lane. He told him, I don't think I can play football. No, you can't. It's funny because the NBA, NFL guys have been in a little feud recently, right? No one, none of you can play hockey, so shut up. And notice no one talks smack about playing baseball because that's the hardest of them all. So speaking of baseball, Rob, are you betting on soccer this? We got a bunch of soccer. Or are you focusing on baseball this weekend? What are you going to do besides CFL?
You know what? The CFL and the WNBA have been taking precedence for me.
The WNBA, yes, sir.
And to tell you the truth, Gabe, I just stepped out and played my first future. I got what's the current price here, plus 30-1 odds on the Phoenix Mercury to win this thing. And maybe they won't, but I'll be damned. That team is good with Brittany Griner back.
I love Rob. Little Phoenix Mercury free session. I tell you, Rob, I thought the same thing. I thought this team would suck and they're old. I'm like, Griner was in jail. She's old. Yep. Diana Taurasi's older than Doris Burke is. Wrong. They're lighting people up, Rob.
They can score the ball, Gabe. This Kalia Copper is tremendous. When you have Sophie Cunningham coming off the bench, this is a good team with weaponry inside and out. And they just, their last 3 games, I think they have, or last 4 games, 97, 99, 99, and 87. It's a lot of points scored. They can't play a lot of defense, but we take our shot.
There's been so much talk about all these WNBA players. Just for people out there, check out Sophia Cunningham. And I don't know how she's not a bigger star on social media. She's starting to even me. I'm like, what the hell? What's going on here? Hey, guys, Ariel Atkins, Washington Mystics, over 16.5 points tomorrow. Love you, Rob. Always a pleasure, my man.
Take care, guys. Thanks for having me.
By the way, Drew Bledsoe round of 20 in 5 seconds.
SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. Fantasy sports today.
Can he be a guy that's really useful in your fantasy rotation? I think the answer is yes.
Game time decisions.
I'm going to lose the bet. Because he's injured. Again.
Betting above the rim.
He's got a broke J. That's all there is to it. He's got no confidence in that jump shot.
My thing you've always heard me say on the network is you're either winning or you're rebuilding.
In-game live all access.
Wondering when that was going to happen, and the answer is it just
Sometimes you think
did.
the bigger guy will have the advantage. Well, if the little guy can move, Joe, it's hard to hit the little guy sometimes when you're a big boy, right?
In-game live, prime time.
40-1, I'm going to take a little flyer on Justin Rose.
In-game live, overtime.
As you sit here and listen, watch right now, you may want to consider placing that bet.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
He went bogey, double, par, birdie, bogey. Thomas Dietrich's all over the place here today.
This golf course is so volatile where it can make you look like a fool in just a matter of minutes. And, you look at a guy like Thomas Dietrich. He's right there tied for the lead or whatever it was, and now he's like 4 or 5 over in the wink of an eye.
In-game live, all access, only on SportsGrid.
This new sports integrity partnership, Genius Sports, is involved in this. More protection.
They said that's going to allow them to beef up their protection and add more integrity monitoring tools to essentially catch bad behavior before it happens. This comes obviously after a just ton of scandals we've had across sports betting lately, whether it's the MLB umpire Pat Hobert.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Boom. Oh, yeah. Another win, baby. Put it on the board. Ohtani goes deep again. A home run for Shohei Ohtani. And shout out to our guy Preston in one of our master controls. We got Tommy and Preston in the house tonight. And Preston likes to lay it down. And he asked me when I checked in before the show, he said, he knows I'm a Dodger guy. He said, hey, are you betting Ohtani home run tonight? I said, yeah. I said, man, thanks. That was almost like, thanks for reminding me. Because, of course, Ohtani playing against the Angels for the first time. Not just that, but Ohtani's been on fire as well all week. This is like his 5th home run of the week, actually. And what was crazy, because the problem was this week at Coors, Ohtani's home runs were like plus 225, 240. That's kind of low for a home run. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, he's probably going to hit a home run, but I'm only getting 230 for this? Really? It's not a good bet. Even though we did it a couple of times and we won. Tonight, though, I was pleasantly surprised to see, wow, plus 320 for Ohtani to go deep. I tell you what, Ohtani, he's like Connor McDavid. He's raised it up a notch since Mookie Betts has been out. Like, Mookie Betts been out, Ohtani's like, I got this, don't worry. Now Ohtani's just murdering the ball. And I got to tell you, too, we'll get to this later. I personally think Ohtani should remain at leadoff when Mookie Betts comes back. I never liked our order to begin with, and I think we should put Mookie Betts hitting third. And I really like, sometimes injuries are a blessing in disguise. Let's send it to the city of champions, Edmonton, Alberta, in the house right now. Connor McJesus, 1 win away from fulfilling the prophecy. Mick Aussie in the house. What's up, Mick?
Oh, okay, yeah. I was just admiring it. Yeah. Okay, yep. No worries. I'm ready now.
There he is.
Some love, mate.
All right, listen, Mick. You listen to a lot of local sports radio. What is it? Ched? What's the name of the station there? Ched. CHED? Yeah. So Ched and all these guys, I got into it with them earlier in the playoffs during the Canucks stuff. But I was really hard on the Edmonton media, and some of them follow me, and they were like, I realized, I'm like, man, I'm setting these people for real. I don't know the guy personally, but I get along with Dave Campbell online. One of the Elks guys, right? Yeah. I got no beef with Campbell. Good guy. But let me ask you, what were people saying when they were down 3-0 on talk radio in Edmonton compared to now? It must have been, I remember, Draisaitl sucks. He's overrated. We shouldn't pay him the money. Darnell Nurse is a bum. Evander Kane sucks. Corey Perry's old. Where's McDavid? Skinner sucks. And here we are right now, Mick. one win away from the cup. What a difference a week makes.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Look, we all knew the Panthers goalie was on fire, and that was a worry. But I think they did have confidence. Dave Campbell, Morley Scott, they are the Elks guys. They're good. Jason Gregor's the main guy here. He's all right, so I'm listening to them today. Kane, I hope Kane comes back. He has a sports hernia, but I reckon he nearly went tonight, they were saying. So if he comes back for game 7,
you can't change the lineup now, guys.
No, you can't.
Like, how do you change a lineup, Cam? And I thought Kane would play tonight. I was even tweeting about it earlier in the day because I'm with Mick. I think the Oilers want Kane to play, but I'm not sure he's 100% healthy. Dude, you've won 3 games in a row. You're on the verge of history.
Exactly.
You don't change the lineup. We're going with the same guys we've gone. I ain't changing nothing for nothing. I don't care if Wayne Gretzky wants to play. It's like, no. We're good.
Yeah.
Like, we're good.
I don't know how bad it is, but if it's like I've had a hernia operation, you can't play with a sports hernia. Like, I don't know the severity of it, but that's just no, it's stupid. Like, you know what I'm saying, Mick? It could be a lot.
And Cam, he hasn't played like
well.
It's one thing practicing and skating and practice, and he looks good. Dude, you haven't played high-level, high-speed hockey. You can't play, you can't just jump back in this. It's for the best of the team, and Kane doesn't play.
I kind of, yes, I agree.
No, I'm not worried about a penalty. I think he's a great player, and I think that they pay him. Listen, this is where it comes to the ownership. That Kane makes a lot of money. So if you don't, if Kane is healthy enough to play, you don't play him and you lose, like tonight, good example. I tweeted about it. We were talking about it on Twitter. If you don't, who is it? Katz going to say, what the hell am I paying this guy $9 million a year for, whatever the hell it is? You guys didn't even play him when he was healthy to play. Now we lost. It's not a good look. So they're lucky they won tonight, but I don't think Kane really is his health. I don't think we know he's not healthy. He's trying to suck it up. But what happened was earlier in the series, Kane and Darnell Nurse both were really injured. And what happened? Remember, Mick? Darnell Nurse tried to play. He played like 4 minutes. He was in, he was out, then he told him, I can't play. He goes, I'm too injured. I can't play. And it was like, all right, dude, but now we're down a man because you can't play. Now we only got 5 defensemen because you can't play. And that was the concern with Kane. It was like, okay, we know he's going to say he wants to play. He's Evander Kane. Like, he's going to take whatever shot it takes, right? I'll numb the pain. But what happens if he can't, and then suddenly he's on the ice and he can't play, and then suddenly it taxes everybody else on the bench? And everybody, you can't change anything right now. My prediction, Mick, I never gave up on the Oilers after they won game 1, the first game.
Yeah.
I gave up when they were down 3-0. I gave up when they were down 3-0.
Yes, that's the truth. You said they might get that. Then when they won the first game, then you were saying, here we go.
Well, no, you know what? Then I started saying, well, no team's been swept, so. But no, I didn't think they were coming back. I was like, all right, maybe they'll win a game and what happens. But I did keep betting on them stubbornly all 6 games. I think they're going to win on Monday, Mick. It's going to happen. It's going to be the party of all parties in Edmonton on Monday night, buddy. Book it.
Yeah, well, look, I'll go back. I think Darnell Nurse is overrated. A lot of people think he's paid too much, and he makes.
Don't worry about that now. You're 1 win away from the cup.
I tell you what was good tonight was that Connor McDavid was good, but he wasn't fantastic, and we still won really easily without McDavid being the star. So that's the really good thing, I think.
Great call, Mick, and I brought that up earlier. The Oilers just won the game 5-1. Connor McDavid didn't even have a point tonight.
Yeah.
I tweeted about it earlier. I was like, Oilers are playing great, but Connor McDavid is invisible. I didn't even notice him. I swear to God, the first period, I was like, where's McDavid? I noticed Nugent Hopkins. Well, I was like, where's McDavid? Okay, so Mick, the biggest star in Edmonton right now, besides Connor McDavid, is Princess Kate, Oiler fan, who stepped it up a notch here. So this is the girl that flashed herself when they beat the Dallas Stars. She was at the game, and then she popped the cans out, and she became a viral sensation. And she got an offer from a XXX adult company, like a major money offer, and she said no, and I was proud of her. I'm like, all right, she's got a little bit of whatever. She said no. The team gave her tickets and wanted to meet her, and she said no because she knows. Yeah. I know what you guys want to do to me. You're hockey players, right? So it's like, no. She was standoffish. But the Playboy Club, and I've never been there, Mick, in Edmonton. Maybe you have. the Playboy Club got to her, and she's appearing there tonight. And if the Oilers win, this girl's going to be a legend for years in Edmonton. She's going to be rich. She's going to make money forever. And she's not like whatever. She's not doing anything crazy. She's just sort of showing up. Can we get the picture up again? She's showing up and hanging out with people at the club here tonight. What's your take on Kate, Mick? Are you sick of her yet? Are the people in Edmonton like her? Or is her 15 minutes of fame up yet?
I reckon when I first saw it, I thought it was very funny. Yeah, nice rack, looked like a nice natural rack. But then every time on Facebook,
they weren't natural. Were you blind?
She was cool on that interview with the Chicklets, the hockey guy.
It's more rubber in that rack than a hockey puck.
Galvanized rubber.
Sorry. Hey, I'm a fan, though. I'm a fan.
She's nice. Yeah, she looks good. She looks good.
I'm a fan. Okay, we got Tony Finn coming up, but on the other side, we'll quickly get Mick's best bets. Little T20. I'm down with the AFL, Mick, but there's so much stuff going on, and we're only on for 2 hours tonight. We're jam-packed. So it's just a quick AFL bet or two, but I want to hear what your thoughts on the T20 are, because that's been a spectacular tournament as well. Sports Rage continues.
SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. Fantasy sports today.
Can he be a guy that's really useful in your fantasy rotation? I think the answer is yes.
Game time decisions.
I'm going to lose the bet because he's injured again.
Betting above the rim.
He's got a broke J. That's all there is to it. He's got no confidence in that jump shot.
My thing you've always heard me say on the network is you're either winning or you're rebuilding.
In-game live all access.
Wondering when that was going to happen, and the answer is it just
Sometimes
did.
the bigger guy will have the advantage. Well, if the little guy can move, Joe, it's hard to hit the little guy sometimes when you're a big boy, right?
In-game live, prime time.
40-1, I'm going to take a little flyer on Justin Rose.
In-game live, overtime.
As you sit here and listen, watch right now, you may want to consider placing that bet.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
He went bogey, double, par, birdie, bogey. Thomas Dietrich's all over the place here today.
This golf course is so volatile where it can make you look like a fool in just a matter of minutes. And, you look at a guy like Thomas Dietrich. He's right there tied for the lead or whatever it was, and now he's like 4 or 5 over in the wink of an eye.
In-game live, all access, only on SportsGrid.
This new sports integrity partnership, Genius Sports, is involved in this. More protection.
They said that's going to allow them to beef up their protection and add more integrity monitoring tools to essentially catch bad behavior before it happens. This comes, obviously, after a just ton of scandals we've had across sports betting lately, whether it's the MLB umpire, Pat Hoberg.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
This is Sports Rage. Of all nights, too, that we got live coverage coming up, which great stuff. You're a live fan, but, man, so much stuff going on in the world of sports. We got Tony Finn coming up here in a minute. Our boy Mick Aussie. Great to have Mick. Mick, I'm a Canuck guy, and a lot of people in Vancouver, I got to be honest, actually. I never realized, how much Vancouver and Edmonton, really hate each other. It's for real. It's like... You know what I mean? People in Edmonton, the Canucks suck. You'd never won a cup before. And people in Vancouver's response is, yeah, but you live in Edmonton and we don't. Right? So it's people are like, yeah, I'm too busy at the beach. How's your day going? Right? You know what I mean? So it's this nasty, I really see it now. And I got Canuck fans who are like, I can't believe It's like, yeah, whatever, guys. My uncle freaking played for the Oilers, all right? Like, I had breakfast with Wayne Gretzky when I was 12 years old. So, you know what I mean? I it's in my blood. But the hatred is over the top. It's really kind of funny, actually. But I want to say, anybody that watched the national anthem tonight, all right? And the other night in Florida, they heckled the Canadian national anthem, okay? There were people booing over. There were some people booing it in Florida. There were other people that were like yelling over it and screaming USA and stuff like that. It's like, just shut up. It's a hockey game. Let the anthem play. Okay, fine. What do people? I thought tonight. And I told Carver and Fro. I said, man, it could get ugly tonight. Actually, I hope it doesn't. I don't want to turn into this. What did people in Edmonton do tonight? They sang the U.S. anthem, right? And then what do they do with the Canadian anthem? That, Mick, tonight, that should win a Grammy. That was the best version of the Canadian anthem I've ever heard, besides last night where I got misty-eyed before the Argentina game. I actually got a little teared up last night. But tonight, that anthem by the crowd, and it's funny, people in Canada are always so divided with your stupid crap all the time. People in America, people in like every American media outlet were like, that was the greatest anthem I've ever seen in any sport of my life. What just happened there? People of Edmonton that went to the game tonight should be proud. That was an awesome anthem tonight.
Well, first of all, Gabe, Florida, there's so many crackheads down there. It's the most overrated place. It's too humid. Vancouver.
It's a fair point.
At least in Edmonton, we can afford to go out for a beer and a meal and pay our rent, not like most people in Vancouver. And the hatred.
Hey, I just was nice to you. Settle down.
I'm enjoying Calgary. You know that.
What do you think about Toronto?
We're not. Yeah,
downtown Toronto's cool.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, it's cool downtown
Positive
Toronto,
words
but I wouldn't like to live in the suburbs.
I didn't see that one coming. Amazing.
Positive. Trying to be nice, he starts taking shots. I guess settle down, all right? All right, love you, Mick. We got a time slot. We got to get Tony Finn here.
Yeah,
all right, so Mick, AFL best bet. What do you got for us? I don't want to run you, but we're out of time. What do you got?
All right, North Melbourne Kangaroos to cover the 30.5 against the Melbourne Demons. I think the Lions will beat the Power tonight, but that's a close one. Take the Sydney Swans over the Giants because the Giants' best defender, Sam Taylor, he's got a ruptured knacker, a ruptured testicle. Seriously, how bad's that, mate? And the T20, well,
that's not good.
No, it's not good. Essendon Bombers to beat your Eagles, probably cover. Fremantle Dockers to beat the Gold Coast Suns, but that could be a tricky one. So, yeah, Kangaroos on the plus, I think, is the best bet. And a multi, Essendon Bombers, Melbourne Demons, and the Sydney Swans, a three-way multi. I think it will get it done.
All right, love you, Mick. Great stuff. We'll catch up with you. And you know what? If you're around, we'll talk. We'll talk over the weekend, but we'll get you on Monday after the game, actually, because this is as big as it gets. The Edmonton Oilers are about to break the Canadian curse. So as I was saying, if you're in Canada and you're one of these people, and put it aside, I'll be honest, right after this, I'll go right back to hating the Oilers and ragging on them again, right? But right now, this is bigger than any city and stuff like that. And if you're Canadian and you watch people in Florida boo the Canadian anthem, and you watch the patriotism and the love that went down tonight in Edmonton, then you know what? You're just a douchebag. You know what? How about you move to North Korea or Florida? All right. And you know what they say about Florida? True story. This goes back to like the old, pre-U.S. days when the natives ran Florida. The U.S. troops came in, the general came in and took over Florida. Look it up. Factual. He sent a telegram back to Washington, D.C. And he said, if we really want to punish the natives, we should let them have it and live here. And you know what? The actual quote about Florida was, if I owned Florida, I would rent an apartment in hell and rent out Florida. Love you, Mick. Thanks for the time.
Have a good one.
This guy will be the difference, mate.
And all those are factual quotes, actually. I'm a history buff.
He's a legend, mate. He will be
You're
the
damn right
difference,
he is.
I'm telling you.
You're damn right he is. He's going to join the likes of Mark Messier and Wayne Gretzky and Kurt Brackenberry and Edmonton Oiler lore.
Are you saying I'm a traitor because I have money on the Panthers? I'm almost feeling guilty now. I still love Canada. Just I got money on the Panthers. Big difference.
No, betting is separate, but
okay.
No, so like I said, there's a difference. I'm talking about people. I'm talking about people that that like, oh, I don't care. Which actually you did say. You said I'm not going to play. I'm not going to cheer for a team just because they're from Canada. I did. I will, like point blank.
Yeah, I did say that. I got to honor my words, but yeah, no. Watching this Edmonton runs made me really think about. I wish I had money on the Oilers because it's a beautiful
Not
thing
that you
to see.
will care. Like if the Toronto Maple Leafs ever made it to the Stanley Cup,
yeah,
you're going to be so happy anyways. You wouldn't care. But just imagine when the Leafs make it to the Stanley Cup and people are like, you know what? I hope you lose, Cam. I don't give an F that the Leafs are from Canada. Suck you. I'm betting on the other team. It's the same way. I'm just stating.
Yep. No,
Tony
I
Finn coming up on the other side.
Tony. Yep.
Getting into some baseball. Speaking of Toronto, actually, I've tried to defend the Toronto Blue Jays, but they've actually done something that's almost impossible to do that I've never heard of before. And they did this tonight. It's the first time that this has happened in 10 years. And Tony Finn's going to like this. Is coming up. The Toronto Blue Jays took 70 pitches to get out of an inning tonight. 70 pitches to get out of an inning tonight. It's the most pitches thrown by a baseball team in a Major League game since the Detroit Tigers in 2014.
That's right.
We got a problem.
SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. Fantasy sports today.
Can he be a guy that's really useful in your fantasy rotation? I think the answer is yes.
Game
And guess
time
what?
decisions.
I'm going to lose the bet because he's injured again.
Betting above the rim.
He's got a broke J. That's all there is to it. He's got no confidence in that jump shot.
My thing you've always heard me say on the network is you're either winning or you're rebuilding.
In-game live all access.
Wondering when that was going to happen, and the answer is it just
Sometimes you think
did.
the bigger guy will have the advantage. Well, if the little guy can move, Joe, it's hard to hit the little guy sometimes when you're a big boy, right?
In-game live, prime time.
40-1, I'm going to take a little flyer on Justin Rose.
In-game live, overtime.
As you sit here and listen, watch right now, you may want to consider placing that bet.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
He went bogey, double, par, birdie, bogey. Thomas Dietrich's all over the place here today.
This golf course is so volatile where it can make you look like a fool in just a matter of minutes. And, you know, you look at a guy like Thomas Dietrich. You know, he's right there tied for the lead or whatever it was, and now he's like 4 or 5 over in the wink of an eye.
In-game live, all access, only on SportsGrid.
This new sports integrity partnership, Genius Sports, is involved in this. More protection.
They said that's going to allow them to beef up their protection and add more integrity monitoring tools to essentially catch bad behavior before it happens. This comes obviously after a just ton of scandals we've had across sports betting lately, whether it's the MLB umpire Pat Hobert.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. I'm Morency. Like I said, tonight I'm actually disappointed that we're only on for 120 minutes. But it is what it is. It's part of the business. And stay tuned for exhilarating live golf action. So, listen, I want to get to the best of X. We didn't get to this, and this is the best. And let's bring Tony Finn in. Last night we showed you Katie Ledecky swimming with a cup on her head, which was amazing. And I'm going to do it. My pool in my condo is under renovations. But once it is, I'm going to film it. I'm going to put a can of White Claw on my head. I'm going to see how far I can swim before it goes. I got to tell you, the best of X is a gold. The Euro Cup is a gold mine. These are the British fans deliver again. So we showed you a video the other night of a dude that passed out in the stadium. Here's another guy that passed out after the game on the street, and they played a game about pouring a beer on his head. Check this one out.
All right.
All right, so look. He's got a half pint on his head. He's got a half pint. Whoa. Okay, so look. So basically now you got to go up. All right, you pour a little bit again. All right, so you got to see how much they can pour until it finally tips. There's some good stuff, but I got to tell you, and I've gotten lit up before, and I've done a lot of stupid things, so I can't lie, and I'm not going to call this guy out, but you look like you're an older gentleman, and at some point in your life, hey, Tony, you got to make better decisions than passing out on, in a pub like this and letting people pour a cup of beer on top of your head, and now you're being a viral sensation on a loser show like mine, and here you are, you're a global superstar. I like this. At least they didn't beat him up and rob him, because that's what would have happened in America.
Yeah, I like this guy.
I get that speech every day.
People, if this is America or Canada, people would be going through the bag right now, and there goes the beer. Hey, and you know what? I'm glad the beer fell forward too, Cam, instead of all over him. So it fell forward at least. Yeah, I was like, all right, he's a good guy. Like,
you know what? When I passed out in Mississippi,
every single day,
they threw rocks at me, Morency. They threw rocks.
Yeah, I was going to say. I wish I had that on video. It reminded me of that, actually. We went to an LSU football game years ago, and we went to this campus bar, off campus, whatever. It was like this, it was out of Dukes of Hazzard. It was on this hill, and we walked up this hill into this redneck bar, and Cam, it was a long day. It was long, like 4 days. We were on a big bender. Cam went outside for a nap, but they had a bunch of wooden pallets outside, sort of like trucker pallets, and literally. And Cam took a little nap, except the game ended and all the kids from the stadium came to the bar. And we're in the bar and we hear people. They're like, yeah, man, there's some dude out there passed out on pallets. And we're like, oh, my God, Cam's out there. And we come out and there's a bunch of frat boys, Tony, throwing stones at Cam and laughing.
Yeah.
They're all like, hey, wake up. And they're throwing rocks at him. And we're like, hey. We come out. We're like, hey.
It was awesome.
And then our accent, too, we're like, they're like, we have this East Coast accent. We're Mississippi. They're like, who the hell are you guys and why are you here? We're like, hey, don't worry about it. It's cool, man.
Yeah.
We're like, remember I told him, I said, we're worth Eric Molds. That's why, okay? Remember it was Eric Molds Day? So we're Molds in the Bills. Leave them alone, man. They were cool kids. They were just having fun.
They were.
But they would have done worse if we didn't come out. They probably would have wrote on your face and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, Tony.
I get that speech.
Best baseball bet tomorrow, Tony. Best baseball bet. Sorry, Tony.
That's all you want. Here it is. It's a prop bet. But Oakland A's will the Oakland A's bat in the bottom of the ninth inning? Answer is no, plus 190. I think they win.
What the hell?
You get a better price, plus 190.
That's amazing.
Plus 190.
Dude, I've been gambling since 1981, and you just dropped. Will they bat in the ninth inning bet?
I love this bet.
It's
never heard of this.
Bet.
I never heard of this before.
Yeah, it's a prop bet.
So he likes Oakland.
You look at Oakland tomorrow, plus 190 on that bet. It essentially says, you know what, they're only a $1.40 dog. They don't bet in the ninth inning. I don't think it's going extra innings. I think Oakland wins. I get plus 190. It's value.
I like that.
Full disclosure, like I said, I've heard of everything. Listen, I'm the guy that has a chili Connor McDavid parlay combined together. Never heard of will a team bat. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. Wow. Anything else, Tony? I don't want to run you. We're out of time, but I'm giving you the last 30 seconds. Anything else tomorrow?
Fade Toronto. Just kidding.
Yeah.
No,
you're right.
Have a great weekend,
well, how can you not now? I've been defending these guys. Dude, they've lost 5 games in a row.
They're toast.
They
Can you believe that guy's 70 pitches to get out of an inning?
Look at this lineup. Look
Cam says he can beat Drew Bledsoe, which we're going to get into that next week. It isn't true. I could get out of an inning with less than 70 pitches. I promise you.
And I will beat Drew Bledsoe.
SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. Fantasy sports today.
Or can he be a guy that's really useful in your fantasy rotation? I think the answer is yes.
Game
And guess
time
what?
decisions.
I'm going to lose the bet because he's injured again.
Betting above the rim.
He's got a broke J. That's all there is to it. He's got no confidence in that jump shot.
My thing you've always heard me say on the network is